students. In this session, we are going to learn first chapter of grade 9 mathematics, number systems. First, we can recall the number system which we learned in the previous classes. Number system, a type of numbers. A type of numbers start from natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers. Additionally, in this year, we are going to learn about the irrational numbers. A combination of rational numbers and irrational numbers together forms the real number system. In this session, we will learn how to identify the rational numbers and irrational number based on the real number system. Before I explained about the real number system, here I gave you the definition for the real numbers for your reference. That is, the real numbers consist of all the rational and irrational numbers. Students, please see these two figures. In these figures, you can easily learn how these numbers are classified to form the real numbers. Rational numbers are always expressed in the form of P by Q form, where P and Q are integers and Q will not be equal to 0. For that, I gave you two examples. The first example, I gave you the data as 0 by 1, where 0 and 1 are integers, so it satisfies the property of rational number. But in the second example, I gave 1 by 0. We know that Q will not be equal to 0. So directly we can identify that this example will not satisfy the property of rational number. From these two examples, we can easily learn how to identify the rational numbers. Decimal expansion of real numbers. In this, we will learn about the terminating, non-terminating and repeating or recurring decimals. A number whose decimal expansion is either terminating or non-terminating recurring represents a rational number. A number whose decimal expansion is non-terminating and non-repeating represents an irrational number. Now we will learn how to identify the terminating, non-terminating and repeating or recurring decimals. As I told you before, the decimal expansion of a rational number is either terminating or non-terminating recurring. Here I gave you the definition for terminating decimals. Terminating decimals are decimals that contain a finite number of digits. For example, a number 1 by 5. If you simplify 1 by 5, you will get the result as 0.2. So we will have the finite number of, the result contains a finite number of digit and also the remainder as 0. So whenever you are getting the expansion as finite number of digits, then we can conclude that the given expansion is an terminating decimal expansion. Therefore, we can say that the given number is a rational number because it satisfies the condition of a rational number. Some more examples I gave for your reference. First one is 36.8, second 0.125 and 4.5. In all these examples, you can see the finite number of digits are there in the decimal expansions. So we can say that these numbers are rational numbers. Non-terminating and repeating decimal expansions contain an infinite number of digits. That means it never terminates and also it has a repeating pattern. If any number satisfies this condition, non-terminating and repeating decimal expansion, then we can say that the given number is a rational number since it satisfies the condition of a rational number. I gave some examples for you. The first example is 0.333 and second one 1.9 bar is nothing but 1.999 and third example is 7.689689. It goes on. It represents a non-terminating decimal expansion and the numbers repeats, no, it's nothing but repeating decimals. So if any number, so we can consider all these three examples are called as rational numbers. Students, here I gave you the definition for irrational numbers. Already I discussed about the irrational number. Just see the definition. Irrational numbers are any numbers that cannot be expressed as A by B. They are expressed as non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. That is decimals that go on forever without repeating a pattern. I gave some examples for that. First example 0.3433 etc. It goes on, it never terminates and also it never repeats. So all these examples represents the condition of the irrational number. So we can call all these numbers are irrational numbers. Students, now I think so it's clear for you to differentiate how to differentiate the rational and irrational number. So we can say that we can recall what do you mean by rational numbers now? Rational number is nothing but it has terminating as well as non-terminating recurring decimal expansion, and irrational number as non-terminating and non-recurring decimal expansion. So these two conditions are very, very important. Just keep it in your mind, students. So based on this, we can solve the problems further. Students, we can recap the concepts which we learned in this session. They are classification of real numbers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, terminating and non-terminating decimals, repeating or recurring decimals. I hope that you will recall all these concepts in the next session. In the next session, we can solve the problems related to it. Thank you.